This is the BYD Seagull. It costs just $8,000, and it's the car that Western leaders do not want you to see. They're calling it a threat to national security. They're hitting it with 100% tariffs. They are, frankly, terrified of it. In this video, we're going to ignore the politics for a moment. We're going to tear down the technology and uncover the truth. Is this car a cheap piece of junk, or is it the most important vehicle of the 21st century? For years, you've been told that going electric means draining your bank account. That feeling of being priced out of the future, it's real. You've probably wondered, why can't they just make a simple, affordable EV? Well, someone did. And the answer is shaking the entire world order. Title sequence, BYD Seagull, the $8,000 EV that's shaking up the world. So why the panic? Why are seasoned executives at companies like Ford and General Motors having sleepless nights over this tiny little car? The simple answer is that for decades, Western automakers have operated on a model of high profit margins. They convinced us that electric cars had to be expensive. They focused on premium SUVs and luxury trucks because that's where the real money is. A basic electric car for the people, that wasn't a priority. It was a promise just over the horizon. And then this happened. So what is this car that's causing all this chaos? Let's take a look. The exterior is surprisingly good. It's sharp, modern, and doesn't scream budget car. But the inside is where things get truly disruptive. The materials feel solid, the design is clean, and then you see this, a rotating touchscreen. This is a feature you don't even get on most $60,000 luxury cars, and it's standard on an $8,000 vehicle. The tech is responsive, the features are what you'd expect, navigation, media, it all just works. It has a decent real-world range of about 190 miles or 305 kilometers. Is that enough to cross the country? No. But is it enough for 95% of daily commutes and weekly errands? Absolutely. It's not a supercar. It's a supercommuter. It's a practical, modern, well-built appliance for getting around, and it costs less than most used cars. So this clearly isn't a piece of junk, which brings us to the terrifying multi-trillion-dollar question. How is this possible? A beat of music shifts, becoming more investigative. The answer is a secret weapon that BYD has been perfecting for over a decade, while its competitors were asleep at the wheel. That weapon is called vertical integration. Think of it like this. Ford is like a chef who has to go to the store to buy flour, yeast, and salt from different companies to bake a loaf of bread. BYD is a chef who owns the farm that grows the wheat, owns the mill that makes the flour, and owns the salt mine. Who do you think can make a cheaper loaf of bread? BYD doesn't just assemble cars. They make the batteries, they make the electric motors, they even make many semiconductor chips. They control nearly the entire supply chain from the raw materials to the finished product. And at the heart of it all is their most important innovation, the one piece of technology that makes the Seagull and its low price possible. It's called the Blade battery. For years, the biggest challenges for EVs were cost and safety. The batteries were expensive to make and had a nasty habit of catching fire if they were damaged. BYD solved both problems at once. Their Blade battery uses a chemistry called LFP, which is much cheaper because it doesn't rely on expensive metals like cobalt. But more importantly, their unique structure makes them incredibly robust. You can puncture them, crush them, and they simply don't catch fire. This breakthrough made their cars radically cheaper to build and safer to own. While other companies were wrestling with complex, expensive battery packs, BYD was mass-producing a simpler, cheaper, safer solution. They weren't just playing a different game. They were on a different planet. So let's be honest. The tariffs, the political panic, it isn't really about national security. It's about industrial security. The BYD Seagull proves that a great electric car doesn't need to be expensive. And that is a terrifying truth for any company that has built its entire business model on selling expensive things. It forces us all to ask a difficult question. What do we actually want? Do we want to accelerate the transition to green energy with affordable technology for everyone? Or do we want to protect the profits and jobs of our domestic industries? Because right now, the BYD Seagull suggests we can't have both. So I have to ask you, if this car were available in your country tomorrow for $10,000, would you buy it? Let me know your honest answer in the comments. So there you have it. The Seagull is a marvel of engineering that has put the entire Western auto industry on notice. But this is not BYD's endgame. This is just the opening move. The Seagull is designed to conquer Asia, South America, and Europe. For the United States, they have a different weapon, one aimed directly at the heart of Detroit's profits. It's bigger, it's bolder, and it's coming next. I exposed that vehicle in this video right here about the BYD Shark, their electric pickup truck designed to compete with the Ford F-150. Click the screen now to see the vehicle that represents the next and perhaps final battle in this global car war.